I'm going to probably take one of the worst, toughest fishing trips I've ever taken. I believe it's going to be in the low 90s, bright sun, not a lot of wind, no clouds. Going to a lake I haven't been on in probably 30 years, maybe more. Used to fish it when I was a little kid with my dad, but it's a city lake, you know, just north of Springfield, called Fellows Lake. It's just under 1,000 acres. I believe it's about 850, 940, somewhere in there, but it's just under 1,000 acres. And it actually fishes a little smaller than that because part of the lake's divided off by a road, and it's probably just 80 or 100 acres, but it's probably in fishable water more like 700, 750. They also have the area up around the dam sectioned off with ropes where you can't go over that. So like I say, it's not a real big lake, super clear. It's the water source for Springfield, Missouri. It has a 40 horsepower limit, a lot of kayaks out there from what I understand. They didn't, obviously when I was a kid, they weren't. Sailboats out there, no bass boats, you know, some small tracker type stuff, things like that because of the 40 horse limit. Anyway, a few years back, I don't know exactly when, they stocked it with muskie. My understanding is, and I don't know that this is true, it's just what I've been told, is they did it because the lake was stunted with tiny crappie and they wanted to get rid of those small crappie, and they wanted to add another, I guess, sports fishing variety to it that wasn't common. It's a pretty deep lake for a small lake, pretty clear lake, pretty cold lake, so I guess they decided muskie would thrive. Anyway, I've never been muskie fishing in my life, don't know anything about them. Looked up a little bit, watched a couple of YouTube videos, threw together some deep crankbaits and stuff like that. I'm gonna go out there and troll for the muskie. There's also crappie out there, a few white bass, some black bass, although my understanding is, and it's always been a tough lake, but my understanding is it's tougher now because the muskie have eaten off a lot of the other game fish. I don't know again if that's true. This is all just word of mouth stuff I've heard from other fishermen. Some of it may just be theories. Maybe they don't catch fish, so they've decided to blame the muskie. I don't know. They charge you $20 a year to put in. They give you a little sticker. They don't prorate it, which I thought was kind of odd, but no big deal. I'm gonna give them the 20 bucks. It's so much closer than going to some of the other lakes. It's about a 12-mile drive for me, you know, and the place I fish in Stockton is probably a 40-mile drive. With $3 gas, you know, I'd love to find a place a little closer just to go out and have a little fun. I love to just paddle. You cannot swim in this lake, so if it gets real hot, I guess I could, in theory, probably walk over to the bank and wade, you know, wade in with my kayak and take a quick dunk. But I understand if you get caught swimming out there, they'll throw you out. So, like again, that's just something I was told. I don't know, but. Nothing's changed on the boat since the last video. I'm just trying after a long dead spell to get back, make a few videos and kind of work on not only my presence on the camera, but also on, you know, getting enough videos up there maybe to get, you know, I don't know, 100 subscribers or something. I don't know that this will ever be a very big channel. I think I've got a couple thousand on Fight and Gear Holsters, which is a channel I did a few years ago when I was making holsters and stuff. I think there's a couple thousand subscribers and 1 million views on that. I never thought it would get that big, so I mean, who knows? If you are interested at all in that, now like I say, it's primarily shooting sports stuff. It's Fight, the letter N, and Gear, G-E-A-R. You're welcome to check it out. You'll see my interesting battle with weight. When I started that channel, I think I was about 325 pounds. I got all the way down to about 175 pounds. Right now I'm about 200 pounds. I've struggled with weight my whole life. But anyway, that's a, you know, that doesn't really matter. Like I say, I'm gonna go out there today, and a buddy of mine's all excited about this, but he may not be excited if I go out there and spend all day out there and never get a bite. I'm gonna skip the drive and, you know, pulling up to the lake. I mean, if you've seen one guy drive to the lake and put his boat in, you've seen them all. So I'll have this back on when I'm actually out there and get started. Hopefully it won't be, you know, like I say, it won't be rough out there, it won't be overcrowded. I haven't been to that lake in years, but I'll get back with you just as soon as I get on the water. Well, Well, this lake's deeper than I remember it being. Of course, like I say, I haven't been here in so many years, but I just went through a patch of a little over 60 foot, and then now I'm coming back up to 49, which I knew it was a deep lake. I actually thought it was probably in the 40 to 50 range at max. I'm having a lot of trouble with my camera today. This life jacket doesn't hold my camera very secure. My Kokatod had a channel in it that I was able to slide this thing down in and keep it a lot steadier. I've got a pretty good wind today too. I'm surprised. I didn't realize it was quite that strong. The guy at the marina said it was gusting a while ago at 20 knots, which actually would be about 24 mile an hour, and I didn't think it was. It doesn't feel near that. It feels like it's 10 to 15 though. But that'll help keep it cool because it's already pushing 90 degrees, I think. I think it was 87 a while ago when I got out of the truck. So anyway, I'm just about over there. My plan is to take a right. This bank has a lot of fish attractors in it. And as I remember, had some pretty deep water around it. I think it's the river channel side. So I may cast a little with some deep crankbaits. I may just troll. But I'll be back on when I get out of this wind and get set up for fishing. I'm fishing one of my favorite colors, the racy shad, sexy shad. I've heard it called so many different names. I've even heard it called just threadfin shad. This one's in a 6 cents, and I believe this is called their 6XD or their C9 or something. It's a C9, I know that, which I think is one of their deeper diving ones. It's about a 20-footer. And anyway, I'm going to see if I can get anything big. If not, I'm going to start looking, like I say, for some crappie, whites, something like that. But I'm going to pull this thing a little bit, assuming the kayak and me have enough horsepower between the two of us to pull it. And see if I can get around, now that I'm out of the wind, see if I can get around to that south arm a little bit better. But anyway, I'll be back on with an update.